how you doing from wherever you're catching me from? This is Luzze Andrew Anderson, and of course, super excited to be here. From wherever you are listening in from, it doesn't matter as long as you're watching. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So as long as you're catching me, yes, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. It doesn't matter where you're catching me from. Some of you, uh, some of you could be getting me maybe on your TV. Some of you may be having me on your phones. It doesn't matter where you're having me, as long as you're watching and you're doing such a great job. This is Luzze Andrew Anderson, and of course, we started this. I think officially we started today, and we come and we talk about different topics. Yeah, we talk about different topics, but at the end of the day, one thing I can really assure you of is that we are talking about things that really benefit all of us. Yeah, it's I told myself, if you've been watching, that 2026, I wanted to create a community because we've been doing this for quite a long period of time, and all of us have different social media handles that we always follow. Yeah, there is a social media handle that you always follow. There are people that you really like, and you follow them for some reasons. But I told myself this time around in 2026, I felt like I want to create a community whereby I'm supposed to be, we are supposed to be on internet, but of course, learning something. We get a support system. Most of the people are watching stuff on internet, but at the end of the day, they are not benefiting in any way. Yeah, they don't benefit you. You waste your data. You waste your time. You're getting entertained, but at the end, you benefit totally nothing. So I told myself 5 years ago that what, when I come back on social media, to be specific, by the way, on this same handle on YouTube, I told myself I'll try to create a community whereby we are going to be empowering each other in one way or the other. That, by the time someone is done watching a video of maybe 1 hour or 30 minutes, at least there is something that they learn, there is something that they benefit, out of, their time. So every day we try to do a live very early in the morning, like at around 8, 9. Then during evening time, we try to post maybe to do an upload, or if we don't do an upload again, we go an extra mile maybe to do another live but using a phone. Then again at night when Tyler is sleeping, again we come back and again, trying to empower each other. So there is something that we talked about during morning time, and again we did a live on our TikTok. Yeah, our TikTok, my TikTok handle is Anderson Luzze. If you go on TikTok, you'll be seeing it. So, and that is my WhatsApp number, by the way, the one you see there on your screen, which is +2567758864572. That is my WhatsApp, and of course we are on BCM Uganda, this same YouTube channel. So, during daytime we talked about people feeling people feeling failure. Yeah, they feel like they've failed in life because they think they're in their 30s, and they look at all their friends, and their friends seem like they've made it because of what they watch on social media, what they watch on Instagram, what they watch on TikTok, what they watch on Facebook, and they feel like they are left out. They feel like they've not made it in life. Yeah, so, and we talked about that, but again, when we were done, doing that live, of course, we did that in the morning. For the people, in case you missed it up, you can go again and, you watch it. That is the last live we did, I think, before this one here. Yeah, it is the only one we did. We did it in the morning. Then during day, of course, we did two uploads. Yeah, when I was washing my bike, and when we were doing, when Tyler was also playing around alone. So we did those were two uploads. Then at night, of course, now time check, it is 11:44. Yeah, 11:44 night time here in Uganda, East African time. So I noticed that, when you feel like a failure, when you look at all your friends you went to school with, and you look on social media, you wake up early in the morning, and then you scroll on social media, and you feel like you're a failure because all the friends you grew up with, they're maybe doing better than you. Some of them got married and you're not yet married, and you feel like you're really left out. You feel like you've not made it. So I noticed, given the fact that we talked about it and we told ourselves that we are not supposed to compare ourselves with the rest of, with someone else. And then we came to a conclusion that we are supposed to be competing with us as individuals. We compete with us as individuals, so that if I wasn't doing better, if maybe I was an alcoholic and I used to take maybe 5 beers a day, now maybe I'm taking three, again I go again and I'm taking two. We compete with our own self, but we are not supposed to compete with other people. So I noticed something else, that when you feel like things are not moving the way you feel like they're supposed to be, we end up getting or feeling depressed. Yeah. I noticed that, we end up feeling depressed. And when you feel depressed, it is because of almost the same reasons. Because now, you're in your 30s, you're clocking 35, you're getting to the fourth floor, and, things are not working out the way, you feel like they should have worked out. And because you are trying to compare yourself with others, then you get into what we call depression and anxiety. One thing I've noticed, being depressed doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to find someone, who is crying and feeling bad, and then he's there feeling so miserable. No, 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 no. Nowadays, it is even different. You can find someone who goes to parties and they are partying hard and they are drinking, and you know the depressed people now are the people whom you look at and you feel like everything maybe is working out perfectly for them. Yeah, they feel like, you know because now depression has changed because of the environment we are in and the society we are in, and then the system we are in. Many people are really depressed, and you cannot even never ever ever know. That's why you could find in marriages, like, people are married, they've been staying together, they've been together maybe for 10 years, and one day a man wakes up early in the morning, call him a husband, and he just leaves his family. And then you're like, but everything seemed fine. But when those people weren't okay, and it is very common, by the way, in both men and women, you the depression nowadays, it's not this depression of people coming and showing misery and then they're showing like they're not okay. No, it is different. Nowadays you find someone who is doing okay, everything is fine, they have their dream jobs, they are driving their dream car, they are having the houses that you feel proud of. But when these people are not really doing okay, and even right now, there could be someone maybe who is watching or is going to watch a little bit later, and they are rewatching and they are in the same position. The kind of depressed people that we are having currently, they are the kind of people whom we look at and everything is really fine. And you're like, he was here, he was doing okay. There is a girl I saw on social media, and news was circulating. She was doing okay, but again, she wanted to commit suicide. She left Kampala, went back to her home place, and wanted to commit suicide. And then everyone asked themselves, like, everything seemed okay. So the kind of depression that we are having today, you can never know who is depressed. But we are going to get to know how we can even deal with this, because most of the people, when they get to that point, more so, let me say you're married, even kids who go to school, if a kid is not doing good at school, yeah, and every other kid, maybe they tell him or her that you're dull, you don't have brains, and the way how maybe the parents talk to her or the teachers, and then they get into depression. Some people don't know even what they are going through, they don't know that they're into depression. And because the environment right now is trying to portray, everyone is trying to portray something like they are doing okay, so you look at everyone, and basically for you, you look at them and they seem okay. Yeah. And it is basically only you, more so if you're onto social media so much, it is only you who is not okay. Nowadays on social media, if you're onto social media so much, everyone seems very happy and everyone seems very okay. Every you feel like they are doing okay. Look at the divorce that we are receiving currently. It doesn't matter which part of the country you are in. The people that we look up to and we feel like they are okay, they are the people that are splitting. And it is now all over social media, and you thought they were doing okay, and you were proud of them and you wanted to be like them, but when things were not basically okay. So the kind of depression we are in this kind of 21st century is that people seem okay, but when they are not really okay. So that is the kind of depression that we are having. And it is so bad that it cuts across. It is between the elderly, the teens, the married, the students who go to university. You can find a student at the university, because the rest of the other kids come at the university, driving cars, They stay in beautiful, nice hostels. They are doing okay, yeah. And it is only you who is staying in a very cheap hostel. Things, it's like it's you who is not figuring it out, and then you go into depression. And again, the people that you're looking up to, that's why I was telling you the kind of depression that is currently we are receiving. People seem okay, but when people are not really okay. But one thing I can tell you, when you're in such an, when it comes to us guys, if I can start with the guys, when it comes to us guys, it is always very bad, to accept, and you come out and you're like, you know what? I think I failed. And you get someone to talk to. Most of the people, most so when it comes to the gents, they keep quiet because they feel saying it that they are not okay. It is some kind of being a failure. Yeah. So you feel like, no, 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 I'm not going to share it with anyone. Let me keep quiet. Those are the kind of people you find, they have a family, they have kids, and then the man just disappears. I think you've also had it. It hasn't happened once or twice. He just disappears. We've seen women having their kids and then they decide to just leave. We've seen students, at the university commit suicide and everything seemed fine. Even those kids who come from good families you think they are doing okay, when they are coming to school, they bring them, in Range Rovers, they bring them in nice cars. But again, you get to find out that they were not doing okay, but they were smiling. The kind of depression that we are receiving right now, because everyone thinks that everyone is doing okay. These people they do okay. They are on social media partying and looking fine, but when things are not really fine. So this is the thing. If I can start off with the gents, it is okay not to be okay. That's one thing I learned, and I learned that a little bit later in life. It is okay not being okay. Sometimes it's good to have a friend, maybe a sister, maybe a brother, maybe a long distance friend. When you feel like things are not really adding up, you're supposed to have that one friend you feel like you can confide in, and you tell them, you know what, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. And you can express yourself towards them, because something talked about or discussed about, there is a way, because some people are depressed not because they are so depressed, but because they don't have someone to talk to. If you get someone you can talk to and that someone can basically listen, you tell them that. And the kind of depression that people are getting is really not because of the major things, but that thing of comparing yourself with others, and you feel like they are doing okay and you're not doing okay. It is one thing that really puts people into depression and anxiety. And the other thing is that, not communicating and not talking and not sharing, because we've noticed that you could have a partner who is having a lot of expectations from you. Yeah, maybe it is your girlfriend and they feel you're supposed to do better, maybe you're supposed to provide more. It is a family where there is nothing that hurts. Let me tell you something. Yeah, like for a young man who wants to achieve stuff and be successful in life, but when things are not working out, that thing is really, really hard. Yeah. It is really, really hard. It puts people into depression. So sometimes you could find maybe it is a student at school and the grades are not really going on well. Sometimes it is even from family, the kids, yeah, and they feel they are not given enough attention because the parents are busy looking for money. And then these kids get into depression. It is in this century that we are finding kids having ulcers and then having cancer, the diseases that we thought were supposed to be with the elderly. Now they are into kids. So this depression comes in very many ways, but it's not the people who are looking miserable that are depressed. Even people who are doing okay, and everyone thought these people are doing okay. I've seen couples, I think you've also seen couples, whereby everyone thought that couple is the best. They are doing okay. And out of the blue, you're hearing they are divorcing and they're into fights and then they're into court and then they are fighting, and you thought they were doing okay. So that is the kind of depression that we are having. But me, what I can tell you is, because this is not going to be a very long one, it is good to share. It is okay not to be okay. As they said, guys are not supposed to cry. It is okay even sometimes to cry. The only thing you're supposed to do is not to quit. If you have your dreams, because all this depression comes out because of the things that you want to achieve and you feel like you're not getting enough of them, the only thing you're supposed to do is very easy. Share with someone, talk to someone. And even if you have something you want to achieve, it is not, don't give up. Yeah, because failure, I keep saying this, Being a failure is when you wake up early in the morning and you give up on your dreams. That's what will make you a failure. It is not because you've grown and now you're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, but you think you've grown now enough that you feel like you failed. If that starts coming into your brain and you accept, that is the word. If you accept that, what, I think I have failed, then there you are, a failure. But even if things become a little bit harder and you feel like you're not where you're supposed to do, but you're like, it is okay. Let me cry a little. Let me talk to someone, but let me keep on chasing my dreams. Keep doing what you have to do. Let me tell you, just like how we were saying in the morning, like it is step by step. The more struggle you go through trying to get to your dreams, the better. Because easy come, easy go. That's what we were talking about. So this kind of depression comes through. But if you get a friend, maybe if you exercise, work out, watch movies, have more rest, eat proper way, these things will go. And when you stop thinking about, because me, one thing I notice, everything starts in our brain. Everything starts in our brain. The negativity starts in our brain. When you start saying to yourself that, I don't think I can do that, when you manifest it, it eventually happens. When you're like, you know what, I've accepted I'm a failure. The more you accept that, it starts internally before you can even say, I'm a failure. I think I have failed. Then definitely you're going to fail. But when you feel like depression is coming through, yes, have some time, relax yourself. Be like, I think things are not working out the way they're supposed to be working out. I think I'm not doing okay. If there is anything you believe in, if you're a religious person, and maybe you believe in your pastors, you can talk to them. But the basic thing is to, not to admit that you have failed. When you reach that point and you accept yourself that, you know what, I think I have failed, that's when things are now worse. Because when you accept internally, because we are what we manifest about ourselves. If you're like, I will make it, me, even if I see things are failing and things are not working out my way, I always keep saying they will work out. What you manifest to yourself, yeah, what you manifest, what you tell yourself is basically what happens. If you're like, I'm not going to be broke, I can never be broke, I will not be broke, the more you say it and the more you internalize it and the more you think about it, let me tell you, you will not fail. But the mere fact that you wake up early in the morning and you accept that, I think I'm a failure, that is when it all begins. Because what you manifest about yourself is basically what happens. That's why when you go into all these religious, into all these religions, they keep telling you that, accept that this is going to happen, manifest it, be like, I'm going to be this, be, and they tell you, say it. Basically, the more you keep saying it, you start believing it. Even if you're not religious, but you manifest positivity towards you, let me tell you, these things work. These things work. Me, some of these things, and why I felt like in 2026 I'll be sharing, and these are the kind of things I'll be talking about, and sharing, is because I've seen some of these things really, really work. I've seen them really, really work. Really, really work. So if you're like, I'm not going to be a failure, I can never be a failure, let me tell you, you wouldn't know the means, yeah? You wouldn't know the means how you're going to go there. But the mere fact that you first accept and you're like, and you manifest it and you're like, I'm not going to be a failure, I'm going to make this work, let me tell you, it will definitely work. But when you tell yourself it won't work, let me tell you, still again, it will not work. You get my point? So you just have to manifest positivity. You have to manifest positivity. Never allow someone who is negative. Initially, I didn't know what negativity really means, and people used to say it. It became like a slang. I don't want negativity. I don't want negative, and I couldn't get it. Not until I got, face to face with negativity, whereby I could tell my sister, we are going to do this. And she's like, that is impossible. I was like, it is possible. And she's like, that is impossible. And I'm like, if someone else can do it, then I can also do it. So if someone else can do something, then you can as well do it. So what you manifest, what you say about yourself, what you think about yourself is basically what will happen. If you wake up early in the morning and then you're like, me, I don't think I will ever get married. You see, now you're manifesting, you're putting it onto you like, me, I won't get married. I will not get married. Before you know it, you start believing it. I can't get married. I won't get married. And before you know it, it happens. It is the same way. If you feel like you want to achieve something and you say, I will get it, I will get it, you could not be having the means then now, but at least you're positive. Let me tell you, the means will definitely come through, because what we manifest about ourselves is basically what happens. So when we get into depression and you're like, I think I will not make it in life, I think I'm a failure, I think I've failed myself, let me tell you, you have already failed. You have already failed. You just have to be positive with your life. So this kind of depression that comes through, and then people feel bad about themselves because they feel time is flashing so much and they've not gotten all these things that they want in life. And then they start accepting. When you start accepting those things, that's when you go into depression. But make sure, even if you go into and go, some people just disappear. You're not supposed to do that. And if you have someone to talk to, that's why I keep reminding you that that's why I decided 2026. I came, of course, to create a community. I want to be with people. I want to be talking to people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be physical. Yeah, it doesn't have. Right now, people are talking with AI, Gemini. Yeah, people talk with Gemini. People talk with AI on their phone. How this is done. How this is done. Deep down, when you're alone in bed, then you go on your phone and like, how to make friends? How can and imagine you're talking with technology, yeah? You're talking with technology. Some people are paying even money to get someone to talk to. Can you imagine? People are so busy looking for money. But sometimes it is good to relax and you get to know like your right time is going to be coming. If you put it that in your mind, you're like, yes, right now I could not be having, or I'm not where I want to be, but at least I'm working towards getting to where I want to be. But when you accept and what you manifest yourself with is basically what you become. Me, I tried my level base, and I told like how I started staying with my son. I keep bringing up that story. I thought initially I cannot be with a 1 year old kid, and I was like, it could be impossible. I think I cannot handle it. And the more I kept saying I can't handle it, the more harder it became, the more harder it got. But when I woke up one day, I'm like, no, I can do it. I can be with my son. I can do it. This is very easy. This is a young kid. I can handle him. Because every single mother used to come out. It is one of the hardest thing, being with a kid. Blah blah blah. And they made it seem so hard. Not until I was like, no, this is easy. I can handle it. Right now, I I think I can handle even the second and the third kid alone. Why? Because I put it in my mind and I'm like, it is possible. As long as someone else can do it, I'm telling you, you can also do it. So, this depression thing, just get someone to talk to, work out, go out a little bit more, get friends. But the more, because you can find someone, they go to clubs and then they drink and then they are partying hard. And for you, you think they are okay. That is like someone who has got problems and they feel drinking will take away that problem. No, when you drink, it will disappear for a while because your brains would not be working properly. So by that time, things all disappear and you seem okay. But when things are not okay, you get the point. When things are not okay, and guess what? When you sober out, the same things you were supposed to face, then you will face. And because you keep pushing them, they are piling up. Before you know it, they are this big and you can do nothing about them. So the only thing you're supposed to do is face them. Be like, okay, what is it I'm supposed to do? Face them. What is it I'm supposed to? How am I supposed to solve this? And then you will go through it. Because people are losing life. People are losing life. People are getting, when you're depressed, yeah, when you're feeling bad about yourself, yeah, when you're feeling depressed and you're having anxiety, even your body system doesn't work perfectly. Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. Even your digestion, even your brain, your whole body system doesn't work properly. Before you know it, because you're into this, you're scared. Have you ever been there and it seems like you're scared of something, like something bad is going to happen? Yeah. Have you ever been in such kind of a mood? You feel you're feeling anxiety, like you're scared, but you don't know even what you're scared of. Let me tell you, you will get even different diseases because your body is not working naturally. That's why people in town or people in the city have some diseases that people in the village will never have. Why? Because people in the city are worried of what they are going to eat, are worried of how they are going to sleep, they are worried of the rent, they are worried of the school fees, they are worried of a lot of things, and they end up getting diseases. Those are some of the diseases that the city people or the people in town will get, and the people in village wouldn't get. Why? Because the people in the village would not think about the shelter. Why? Because they have their muddy or thatched hut houses, and they have a garden where to collect food, and making friends is easy because they live in communities. So there are those diseases they will never get because of depression and anxiety. And then the people in town or in the cities will get those diseases because they have this depression. They are always on tension. Yeah, have you ever been there? You're scared of something, but you don't know even what it is. It is like you did a crime, and at any time they are going to arrest you, and you're there and you're so scared, and you don't know why you're scared. That is anxiety. You're having depression and anxiety, and you're not so sure, what is happening with yourself. So that's what I'm talking about. Now, you end up getting diseases. Why? Because you feel depressed. And sometimes, by the way, one thing I notice, the more you worry, it doesn't mean you will solve a problem that you're having. If I get worried about my son's school fees, and I'm like, where am I going to get it? And I'm so worried and I'm so scared and I'm on tension. How am I going to do it? Being on tension won't solve where I'm going to get the money. Never. But relaxing and thinking about it carefully in a sober mind, and you're like, okay, this is the problem. How are we going to solve it? We face it. We don't run away. We face it, and then we're like, what are we supposed to do? Because worrying wouldn't change a thing. Worrying and getting scared wouldn't change a thing. But facing it and solving it would change a thing. So me, 2026, that's why I was like, no, 2026, I want to spread more of positivity. I want to create a community, a support system whereby, I make friends, even if, they are somewhere, but we support each other. People are going through weird things. That's why I told you the depression in this 21st century. The depressed people are not the people who are there and they look miserable. They are the people we look up and they inspire us and we feel like they are doing okay. That's why you find the people who have just gotten married and they did their wedding, a very beautiful wedding, and everyone was excited. And we look up to them. Before you know it, they are in court. They want a divorce. And you're like, I thought this family was doing okay. And you find someone, they are driving their dream car, they are doing okay. Before you know it, he committed suicide, she committed suicide, the kid committed suicide. And you're like, but she was doing okay. That is the kind of depression we are having. What people portray and what people show is not basically who they are. They are battling a lot of things, even things you don't know. So that's why it's also not cool or not good for you to be there and you look up to other people and you feel bad because they are doing okay and you're not doing okay. And you're like, I wish I was them, but you don't know what they are going through. You don't know the debts, they are handling. You don't know what they are going through to portray the kind of lifestyle they are trying to show you. You just find someone who's like, you okay? And you're like, but me, you see, I didn't go to school. And it's like, don't worry, you okay? And you're like, why is it they are saying I am okay even when I'm not okay? Because they are battling things that you don't know even about. And that's why they say more money, more problems. More money, more problems. More money, more problems. And after sitting down and thinking about it carefully, the more sometimes people get money, they upgrade their kind of lifestyle. If someone was having salary maybe of 500,000, if they increase it to 700,000, then they are going to change their lifestyle. They are going to move from a house which they were renting of 200, then they are going to go to a house of 500. Remember, now they are being paid 700. So they are having balance of 200. Again, they have to use transportation, they have to eat, they have to put on, they have to take care of maybe close relatives. So at the end of the day, more money, more problem. So better, more money, keep the same standard of living you've been having. So that when you feel like now you are okay, you can handle it, then you can go for it. But don't let depression, anxiety really put you at the point of, being alone. Get someone to talk to. Get someone to talk to. If you fear being judged, I'm telling you, this is Luzze Anderson. You can, that is my WhatsApp number. You can go ahead, WhatsApp me, talk to me, tell me, be like, man, I'm not doing okay. I'm not doing okay. I think if you can give me time, I feel like we have to talk about something. Get someone. And sometimes it's very good to get someone you don't know or someone who has never seen you, because the people who surround us and the people who tend to know us tend to judge us. Because when you tell them something, they will have to tell you something because they know us. That's why most of the people say, even in the Bible, it is there, like, if you want to progress in life, sometimes you have to leave the place where you were born, people, a place where you grew up, and you go somewhere very far, because now those people won't judge you. They will judge you according to what they see. But the people that we have grown up with, even if you tell them your dreams, sometimes they will try to, you know, this uh, discourage you, because they feel like they know you and they feel you cannot do that. But when you talk to someone who doesn't know you, someone who will not judge you, it is way better. So that's why even they say they left and they went and they became successful. They left and they went and they became successful. So that's basically what you're supposed to do. What? You want water? Okay, let me come and you go in the fridge. Have go in the fridge. No, 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 no. It is little. You have and pour. Okay. So at the end of the day, yeah, I'm going to give you weight. Yeah. So at the end of the day, this is not going to be very long. It is going to end here. But think about it. Get someone to talk to. That is the most important thing. Eat properly. Have enough rest, and then exercise, and then everything will always work out nice. Yeah, Tyler has woken up because maybe I was making noise for him. So we've been here for 31 minutes, and I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I can see some of you guys have just shown up, but of course, this is the time when we are supposed to be leaving. I was supposed to be going an hour, but I think I'm going to be calling it a wrap. So until when we catch up, bless you. Good morning.